gonna be alright. And I will not put up a fight. I got something for you. I'm gonna add a little sugar, gonna add a little cream. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna add a little spice and mix it just right. This is what I gotta do. I'm gonna light your fire to burn your desire. For any woman who cross paths with you, I've got you under my magic spell. I got you under my magic spell. I'm gonna sleep real good tonight while I work my magic to get you right. When you wake, you will only want me. I will be your only fantasy. I've got you under my magic spell. 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 Mana, Meka, Aikua, Armenua, Ermiten, Kermam, Leturu, and Sekuru. I got you under my magic spell. I got you under my magic spell. I got you under my magic spell. As you go to sleep at night thinking it's gonna be alright, and I will not put up a fight. I got something for you. Rise, sacrament.
Okay, we're going to talk about the importance of Africans in America coming back to their African traditions. Let me tell y'all something. Let me turn this down, damn it. Brother Dinkwa.
Yes.
You're going to do some goddamn talking tonight. So we're saying that. Why do you think it's very important for Africans in America to come back to their African traditions? Huh?
It's, you know what, really?
Hey, Nicole.
Spirit just say it's time. You know, we've dealt with so many injustices for so long, and just went by, you know, let it slide by the wayside. Well, you know, that's the way it is. They got all the power, stuff like that. It's just time for us to actually tap into our power and correct some injustices. Now, I know a lot of y'all think that, you know, physically they got all the power or whatever, and some of y'all may think this coming back to your tradition won't help, but trust me, it'll help get you some justice, and it will help move things out of your way, and it will help you have a easier life. As far as moving obstacles out of your way, you ain't gonna just have an easier life just because you come back to your tradition, because some things you do have to go through. But for the most part, as far as getting justice, the injustice that we see and the injustice that we seek, the things that we see on TV and the things that are happening, some of it's fake, some of it's real. Just dealing with the injustices of being locked up illegally and all of that stuff, and you know, just having, you know, stuff not go our way when we were being done wrong. And it's just time to correct those injustices. That's why I think that's really an important reason for me to come back to our culture.
Well, family, you got the black folk walking around talking about, I don't want to deal with that African stuff. I'm not African. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all behinds better pay attention. Y'all better understand what it is. Y'all better recognize it for what it is, because it's time for us to begin to start using our African traditions. And when we say African traditions, we're talking about coming back to our spirits, our gods, not Jesus, not God. We're talking about our gods. We have many, many, many gods in Africa. We have many spirits in Africa. It's time for us to begin to start using that, because right now in this place called America, we do not get justice in no type of way. You understand? No type of way. In every way, political, what do you call it? Corporate. I mean, we don't get justice in no type of way. And then you get your own black folks that want to start shit and think, look now, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I always say this, for our own people who are willing to come against their own people, unless it was something that was like a heinous crime and something that's really, really wrong, you ain't got no business coming against your people. And I see this a lot. I see this a lot, and it makes me angry to see how some of our people are so hateful and so brainwashed and programmed that they'll work against their own people in many different ways. And let me tell you something. This is why it's important for us to come back to our African traditions, because when you have your African traditions and your spirits and your gods, ain't nothing can touch that. Ain't nothing can touch that. I'm telling y'all. Hey, Melissa. So, I'm telling y'all, it's time for you to come back. They say that 32% of African American women are coming out of the churches and coming back to African traditions, practicing African traditions, okay? They got 165,000 people or more coming out of the churches over in Europe, out of the Catholic Church. You got a lot of these young kids that are coming into their own belief systems and coming back to the African traditions on their own. It's like these gods and these spirits are calling them. You know what I mean? So we're saying that it's time for us to come back to our traditions for its people. That's Bay TV. Explain what you mean the universe has it set for its people. Okay? Now, I want to say this. Y'all need to begin to start learning what your lineage is. Get a divination. Get a whatever you want to call it, divination, reading, whatever you want to call it. And you start learning what your lineage is. And you begin to learn about your traditions. Because right now, they're doing too goddamn much. And as I always say, they're doing will be their very own doing, but they're doing entirely too much. They're getting my goddamn nerves, y'all. I'm not playing. They're getting my goddamn nerves with the bullshit that I see that's going on with these folks, just doing what the hell they want to do. You know what I mean? Treating you anyway, talking to you anyway, not considerate of you being a human being. And it's getting on my damn nerves. It really is. Okay? I was answering your question why people are going back to the African rule. Oh, okay. That's Bay. Okay. Now, I will say this. Again, get yourself a reading. Find out what your traditions are. Start learning how to call upon these different gods and spirits to work for you in any situation. A lot of people into the Yoruba. It's okay. If you're drawn to Yoruba, that's fine. But there's many other traditions in Africa that are not Yoruba. There's a Khan, there's Flutista, there's the African tradition in South Africa. Many different tribes practice spirituality. A lot of it is the same. There's different gods, different names. You know what I mean? But I notice a lot of Africans in America are drawn to Yoruba. And as we said before, it's okay. If you're drawn to Yoruba, it's most likely in your lineage. Okay? Now, you got some people that's practicing Yoruba. They ain't got no business practicing Yoruba. Press the X. They ain't got no business practicing Yoruba. Resume. And what's happening is, they're using these gods and spirits and doing all this work and everything like that. No, get a divination done. Find out what traces back to your lineage, because everybody is not Yoruba. Everybody is not supposed to be called. That's not to say you can't. That doesn't mean you cannot call on these gods. But if you want to do it the proper way, you should find out who or where your lineage traces to. Everybody calls on Ogun or Shun. I mean, I feel bad for them poor spirits and gods because they probably worn out. They probably drained, worn out. You understand? So what I'm saying is find out your traditions because everybody's not Yoruba.
And everybody damn sure ain't no Shun. Some of y'all... Never mind, I ain't gonna say that, but y'all need to chill with that.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they always go, Yoruba. But, and again, I was, from what I understand from my brother Sango, yes, you can call on these gods. But, you know, in order to really, really work with them like you're supposed to, you need to get training, he said, which is true. But, again, Africans in America, everybody wants to run to that direction when there's a Khan, okay? There's Frutista, okay? Those are the two I deal with. I can deal with Yoruba spirits as well because I have that lineage to do that. But mainly my lineage comes from my maternal side and then my father's side, and I also deal with the Igbo because that's my father's side, so I could deal with the Igbo gods. See, the thing about it is that, you know, it's just time, and I call on every one of them, y'all. I'm telling you right now, because these folks want to keep messing with us. These folks want to keep doing unjust things to us and to our people. And when they do that, I'm getting tired. I start calling them down to bring down thunderstorms, to bring down tornadoes and everything else. They're always doing something.
Just think about that too. You know what I mean?
Peace and blessings, Amate, Aroa, Courtney, Kim. Peace and blessings, family. Okay? The truth of the matter is time. No more bullshitting. Y'all see the shift that's taking place. Brother Dinker, you said something in the car the other day. What did you say today? To destroy this and build anew. Let's talk about that.
No, I was just saying you have to build. You have to destroy to build something new. You know.
And okay, well, can you explain? Can you explain? Come on, explain to the people what you're talking about.
I forgot what I was actually referencing, but I was just, you know, noticing how
out with the taxi cabs, in with the Lyft and Uber.
Yeah. I was just saying, even with technology, I said I'd even noticed with technology is build and destroy, because I was just noticing like, damn, when they came out with Uber and Lyft, it destroyed the old way of doing things. As far as I was talking about how new technology destroys the old way of doing things and brings in something totally different. So it destroyed the taxi cab industry, or still destroying it. But now you got Uber. You know, it's making a way for the average man not to have to go through all these loopholes and join the union and do all this other stuff to make extra money doing that. I was just talking about little stuff like that. You just build and destroy. You build. What technology is doing is destroying one thing and creating a whole facet of other jobs for other people.
Okay.
Mr. Ogilvy said, she said, Ashe to everything you said. Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Who said Ashe?
He talking about your friend Amasai.
Oh, okay. All right. I know, that's my girl. I miss our Messiah. But anyway, family, peace and blessings. I'm going to leave y'all on YouTube. I'm leaving y'all a commercial. My cousin Robin. First of all, y'all know I just lost my uncle 2 weeks ago. My favorite uncle, who was / my father. Now I get news that my cousin Robin, which we all grew up together, she's a little bit older than I, but we grew up together. She is in the hospital. She needs a liver transplant. So we started a GoFundMe page. So on YouTube, I'm getting ready to put the link up there. If you all can afford to donate $1, $2, it's a sister. If y'all can help out, please help out. We're trying to raise money to get her a liver transplant. She's not that old. She's 56 years old. And yeah, we all grew up close together. And we got this news this other day that her liver was attacking herself. Now she's in ICU, and we're trying to get her a liver transplant. So if y'all could donate $1, $2, whatever, I'm going to put the link at the end of the YouTube video. Y'all have a good night, family. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see everybody on Sunday night.
I day. Love is everyone's dream. Love is love, you know what I mean. Love is you can't find nowhere else. Love is the love of yourself. Love is a game you don't play. Love is a part of your day. Love is everyone's dream. Love is love, you know what I mean. L-O-V-E is love. L-O-V-E is love. L-O-V-E is love. Ain't no way you live without my love. Ain't no way I live without your love. Ain't no way you survive without love. You don't play. Love is an emotion you can't wash away. Love is that you really care. Love is easy if you dare. Love is you can't find nowhere else. Love is the love of yourself. Love is a game you don't play. Love is a part of your day. Love is everyone's dream. Love is ain't no way you live without my love. Ain't no way I live without your love. Ain't no way we'll survive without love. Love, 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 love.
I hear destiny calling me. I hear destiny calling me.
Ain't no way you
I hear destiny calling me.